It's been nearly 20 years since the destruction of the Black Mesa facility. The 7-Hour War had come and gone, and the alien race known as the Combine have invaded Earth. They are now in complete control of the planet, while small bands of resistance fighters try and fight back against the tyrannical rule. Things look bleak for humanity, and only a miracle could save us all now. Suddenly, a man from the past appears, long since thought dead. Gordon Freeman, the hero of Black Mesa, the lone man who pushed back against the Xen invasion. Many thought Gordon died that day, but the truth is far stranger. Armed with your trusty crowbar and a variety of other weapons both mundane and extraordinary, Gordon sets out on an epic quest to rescue an old friend and hopefully stop the Combine once and for all. How you doing, fellow geeks? GamerDad79 here, and today we're going to be looking at the PC classic game Half-Life 2. During this review, we are also going to take a brief look at episodes 1 and 2 because to me they kind of tie into the overall Half-Life 2 experience. Before we get started, make sure you drop me a thumbs up. Yes, they do help. Hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Go ahead and hit that notification icon so you know when I upload new videos. And please, share if you enjoy my content. So, without further ado, let's take a look at Half-Life 2. That rhymed. Half-Life 2 picks up around 20 years after the conclusion of the first game, with the G-Man waking Gordon up from stasis, saying he has more work to do. The world has been taken over by a new alien race known as the Combine, and Gordon joins up with the human resistance to fight back against the alien menace. Half-Life 2 marked a major leap in the first-person shooter genre upon its release, integrating storytelling with highly polished gameplay. That may seem like a given in today's games, where that is kind of the norm, but when this game was released back in 2004, it was not something that was really seen in video games. Valve broke new ground with Half-Life 2 and changed the landscape of the genre for years to come. Now, Half-Life 2 still holds up to this day, and it makes it really easy to go back and play this older game. Now, if you're like me and you like going back and experiencing these older games, you know that sometimes it's really difficult to go back because game design and just the way the games are controls and whatnot have come so far in such a short amount of time, it's really difficult to go back and play. But with Half-Life 2, it honestly felt like it could have came out recently. Graphically, the game still looks really good, which is a major testament to the developers and the art design of the game. Now, narratively, the game left me a bit frustrated, as it did not do a good job of explaining what exactly happened between the first game and Half-Life 2. I had no idea who the Combine were or what the 7-Hour War was until I looked it up online. Now, I don't know if I perhaps missed something at the beginning of the game or it just doesn't explain things well enough. I knew I was trying to rescue an old friend, Dr. Eli Vance, after he was kidnapped by the Combine, but beyond that, I had no clue as to what was going on. One of the things I thought was really weird was how everyone just kind of remembers and recognizes who Gordon Freeman was after 20 years. Look, I don't know about you, but I barely remember what I had for breakfast, never mind someone that I knew 20 years ago. Like, even the most random freedom fighter was like, Gordon Freeman, is that you? Like, how the heck does everyone know who this dude is or what he even looks like? Did someone, take his picture and circulate it around as some kind of motivational tool to keep fighting back? Oh, let's not forget that Gordon's actions at the end of the original Half-Life are what led the Combine to be attracted to Earth in the first place. Wait a minute, I can't forget about it because the game never told me about it in the first place. Alright, so now we're going to talk briefly about episodes 1 and 2. So after Half-Life 2 came out, Valve released 2 episodic sequels, titled simply Episodes 1 and 2. They further the adventures of Gordon and Alex as they battle against the Combine. So episode 1 was kind of more of the same. It gave us really good gameplay and lots of baddies to, shoot very creative weapons at. However, finally, episode 2 gave us some much needed exposition. For the first time that I can remember, characters in the game actually mention the 7-Hour War, and even still, it's kind of only in passing and don't exactly go into what the 7-Hour War was. We also get a really cool connection to the world of Portal, as a brand new plot thread leads us to Aperture Science. Unfortunately, Episode 2 leaves off on a major cliffhanger, and we never get any resolution because Valve has yet to release Episode 3 or a proper Half-Life 3. Regardless, even still, to me, Half-Life 2 is some of the best the series has to offer because it actually finally delivered on some of the promises made in the core Half-Life 2 experience. Final thoughts. I never experienced the Half-Life games when they first came out. I wasn't a PC gamer until recently and never got a hold of them on consoles when they were ported over. The main reason for me to delve into these games in the first place was to know a little bit more about the lore behind the series before delving into the VR game Half-Life Alyx. Half-Life 2 plays as if it were some modern game, with only a very few minor annoyances. Some of the platform segments are frustrating, and overall the narrative does not really come across very clearly, but the main experience is a very fun time. Half-Life 2 is available right now on Steam for only $10, and if you were ever wondering what all the fuss over this series was about, I can think of worse games to spend your $10 on. Alright fellow geeks, that is it for today's video. Let me know in the comments section below if you've ever played Half-Life 2 and what you thought about it. So, until next time, I'm GamerDad79. Keep on geeking on.